to make sure you're heard loud and clear.
Wait, and you could do that through the Logitech app?
Yeah.
That's
the same mic. Both of those clips are with that mic.
That's nuts.
Right?
That's actually nuts.
Yeah.
I gotta listen to this again.
Go for it.
It's a set of microphone filters that work in real time to make your voice sound cleaner and more professional.
Blue Voice is great for pro gamers because it really allows the user to bring their voice above the game and provide more clarity so that they can communicate with other gamers more effectively.
There's a difference between gaming headset microphones and like a recording studio microphone that you can use if you're a professional streamer or something like this. I can tell this is a good microphone.
The really rewarding thing about every project we work on is that sound comes first. It has got to sound right.
Pros spend countless hours learning every sound in the game and how it can interact with other sounds. And because of that, their skill levels are so close to each other that being able to hear even tiny things like a grenade pin over the sound of a burning molly can be the difference between a huge payday or just going home.
Most gaming headsets use a thin plastic-like material to cover their drivers. This material can create a lot of distortion. In the Pro G driver, we actually use a hybrid mesh material that's similar to what you would find in a high-fidelity speaker. The result of this is a smoother frequency response across the whole range, the greatest improvement being in the high and the low ends.
Bad audio usually generates a lot of confusion. It's one of your senses getting removed and you feel really, really vulnerable.
There's so many different things that you have to listen for, whether that be which weapon your opponent has, what location they are, where they're traveling.
게임할 때 뭐 FPS 게임을 하는 사람이다 보니까 좀 상대방의 발소리를 제일 먼저 중요시 여기는 것도 있고 발자국 소리를 못 들어도 진짜 무기를 재장전하는 소리나 이런 주 무기에서 뭐 보조 무기로 이렇게 바꾸는 소리까지도 막 들리는 그런 게 중요할 때도 있어서 뭐 그런 거를 좀 중요시 듣는 것 같아요.
就有某些英雄翻技能的时候，就会发出一些音效的，发那种音效吧，就会提醒你他翻技能了。就基本上是这样吧。
I react to just based on the sound. You hear the spell being cast, and then you react, and you have to dodge and maneuver around that spell. So it's really, really important in my game.
We designed the new Pro headset with an incredibly soft memory foam so you can wear it for hours at a time, because pros have incredibly rigorous training schedules and they need to be able to train without distraction.
作为我们职业选手，每天可能要戴长达10几个小时的耳机吧。如果耳机太累耳朵或者哪方面触感不太好的话，其实也会对头部方面会造成一些不好的影响吧。
If the headset's not comfortable, that's really bad because you'll have migraines, headaches by the end of the day, and that's no good.
It's really comfortable, and you just barely feel it around your head.
썼을 가벼워서 딱히 막 땀도 안 나고 눌리지도 않고 좋은 것 같아요.
I'm like, yo, these are mad light. They feel too good to be this light, but then I was like, okay, it's actually just really well made.
써봤을 때는 이게 막 오래 썼을 때 불편한 게 아닌가 싶었었는데 막 그렇게 귀가 눌리거나 큰 불편함보다는 일단 가죽도 제가 딱 편하다고 느낄 정도의 부드러운 느낌이었고
我就比较喜欢它两边这边还有这里就比较舒服摸起来然后戴的时候也舒服
We built the new Pro headsets with aluminum forks and a spring steel headband, so it's really durable.
I haven't tried to throw it on the floor, but Jax did. Yeah, Jax did, I'm sorry. Yeah. He did to try.
During development, we also worked with the pros to set up personalized EQs so that you can download them using Logitech G Hub software and hear the game exactly the way they do.
Let's say like my highs are super high on my headset. I won't be able to hear over a lot of the gunshots, like somebody building behind me and potentially building over me to come and sneak up and take over my high ground or take over my position.
In addition to direction, being able to judge distance and height can be the extra information you need to win. That's why on top of the incredible sound reproduction capabilities of the Pro G 50mm driver, Pro X includes object base and 7.1 positional audio with DTS Headphone X 2.0.
I think the new Pro headset is one of the best headsets I've tried. And when you're passionate and you want to play a lot, you need to make sure you won't harm yourself. So provide yourself a good headset
With the new Pro and Pro X headsets, we're delivering not only the high quality and comfort you need in a pro-grade headset, but also the technological superiority and real innovation you can only get from Logitech G. So you can hear like a pro and sound like a pro.
Let's go! You ain't got the right headphones on, buddy.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, this brings us to the end. At least the end of me. I have to say goodbye now and go take care of my dog. But that means I'm going to be turning you over to Dudney, my good friend here at the Twitch group, and a lot of you have been asking where Dead Matter is, and he's going to be the one to fill you in on that. So, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, Twitch people of all brands, thank you so much for hanging out with me. Thank you to Logitech and to all of our sponsors for allowing this to happen. And, Dudney, I think it's your turn.
Hello, everyone. This is Dudney from Twitch Calgary, and I am here with Nick from QI Entertainment, QI Software, my apologies, and we're here to talk about Dead Matter. I apologize for the echo, guys. I didn't have my thing muted. I apologize. That was totally my bad. Yeah, we're here to talk about Dead Matter, and people in chat seem to be incredibly excited about it. I figured before we get into the gameplay, which we know everybody wants to see, we'd have, a few question and answers for you. The first question that we had was roguelike, post-apocalyptic, survival zombie horror sandbox. How did you come up with that idea?
The initial idea that I had for the game was conceived when I was a lot younger. I think I watched the movie I Am Legend, and I originally kind of wanted to recreate that in a mod originally, and that's when I was about 14 or so. So it's been quite a bit of refinement from there, but that's kind of the starting point, at least as to how we came up with that sort of idea.
That's really awesome. I think that's great. If I could make the games that I wanted to when I was younger, I would have been right there with you. This is a huge undertaking. How has it changed the planning of releasing the game?
Definitely, we've had to change our release dates, of course. And I think that with, overall the quality of the game growing over time, we've also had to bring in more people, and we've had to have a bit more stricter scheduling that I think a lot of indies don't really utilize as much. But I'd say that it's definitely had its kind of difficult points in time, but overall, I think that all things considered, we're doing fairly well, and we're on track for our next release, which is good.
I actually just saw a really good question in chat, and I'm going to throw that out to you kind of randomly. How do you differentiate yourself from other survival games in a fairly crowded market?
That's a very good question. We are taking a bit of a different approach when it comes to building the game itself. We're more or less taking a lot of different elements that we like from different sort of survival games, and we're also trying to place a bit more emphasis on PvP and kind of claiming your own building rather than erecting a giant log fort in the middle of the forest. Overall, we strive to do some things differently, things that we think should be done differently. Mainly, putting more time into elements such as gunplay and overall kind of working on elements of the game that add immersion factor to it more than anything. But I think we strive to do not something extremely unique, but we want to do something extremely well with the project.
That sounds great.
Thank you.
What made you want to set the game in Alberta? Why is it set in Alberta?
Yeah, I guess to anyone outside of Alberta and maybe even people inside of Alberta, that it doesn't really seem like a great choice for a game like this. But a lot of it was from so Dead Matter mod was for Crisis 2, and that took place on an island in British Columbia. And funnily enough, I was actually advocating early on in the process for the game to take place on another island in BC. However, one of the other developers on the project at the time, who actually lived on an island in BC, he ended up doing a cross-country trip. And this is back when we were trying to figure out where we want to set the game. And he ended up passing through Calgary because they went all the way from, I think, Victoria to Ontario via car. And he said that, I've seen a lot of this country from Highway 1, and Alberta is probably going to be the best place to put the game. And I'm like, well, I don't think I can disagree with that. So that's how we ended up coming to it. But the idea was always Canada, but Alberta was actually less considered even by me, and I was the one living here. So
that's actually
right now.
No, that's fair. I absolutely get it. I'm from the Yukon, and I would never set a game there because it would be incredibly boring.
Well, have you ever played The Long Dark?
I have played The Long Dark. Okay, I'll take you there. Fair enough.
I got you.
Fair enough. How can people support your game?
At the moment, they can really, one of the best ways to help us out is really sharing links on social media. If you want to go a step further, you can back the project on Indiegogo. That's just on a continual crowdfunding campaign at the moment, so you can kind of drop in at any time, and that will give you access to the closed alpha. So
awesome. So if you guys want to support the game, you know where to go. He just told you, and you should support the game. Is there any other chat questions before we move on to gameplay? Where's your headquarters? There you go.
I mean, we're an indie team that all works remotely, so the headquarters is in Calgary, but yeah, a lot of us do work remote though. So we've got 4 people on the team, actually 5 if you want to include ancillary people. But there are quite a few people in Calgary that work on the project, but majority of the development is done remotely, and it still reminds me of my modding days.
That's awesome. So I'm not sure if you want to move on, get into the game. If you want to answer more questions.
Yeah, we can pick more questions from the chat, and
Sure.
then we can get that going. Just because I'm actually still downloading, funny enough. So.
No worries, no worries. How has developing such an ambitious project taken a toll on your mental health?
That's a good question. That's actually, I think that there's a lot of things that have actually been happening in my life that probably were bigger sort of contributors to me not feeling so great kind of around fall of last year. But I'd say developing the game actually has given me a lot of confidence in certain areas. And I've definitely, I've had my share of mistakes on the project as well, so definitely a big learning experience. But overall, I'd say development has been overall a positive. So
that's really awesome to hear. It's good to hear because you hear too often that people really get driven mad by the whole indie development.
There are times where I feel it's gotten to that point where it can be a maddening experience, but at the end of the day, you always have to remember that if you're getting closer to achieving your goals, and I just suppose it can entirely depend on your personality for that. So
for sure,
I'm happy to work on the game though. So
yeah, absolutely. If it makes you happy, continue to do it. That's really awesome.
Yeah.
I've seen in chat a few times now, people are asking, what are the origins of the team that works on the game?
So there were a lot of projects that we had worked on beforehand. Even we've still got him around. Nomad, I've known him since I think the Dead Matter mod days, and even Kyle, who's joining the team as a programmer. I've worked with him. He was actually essentially my programming mentor for quite a few years, and I've learned a lot through him, and I'm actually extremely excited to be working with him kind of all day, every day, very soon. So
that's again really awesome. You guys seem to be like really tight knit, which is I think really important in the indie game. People are asking, when can they play?
June.
You hear that, boys? There's no waiting. June.
There's some waiting.
You got a couple months left, boys. So far, what's your favorite part of the game?
I'd say the vehicles. Honestly, like whenever I play a survival game, I'm a huge vehicles buff, and knowing that we have vehicles that work when you crash into each other, and even some of the basics, they sound really easy on paper, like making two cars collide, but when you're doing that in a multiplayer setting, that's a little bit trickier. And knowing that our vehicle system just works so well, and that you can kind of get on top of a car and move around on it while it's being driven, all of those little sort of aspects. Yeah, I'm huge on vehicles, and I think also I'm a bit biased to the inventory system as well, just because there's a lot that we can kind of do with it, and I'm biased because I wrote a lot of it. So
it's your baby. That's your code.
Yeah.
What is the current map size?
Honestly, without opening the editor, I couldn't really give like an exact sort of measurement, but the map size, I think it's actually a bit more on the smaller side right now. But we're actually hiring not one, not two, but actually 3 new level designers at the moment. So yeah, we're actually really excited to get more stuff done on the world.
The world sounds really interesting. I again, Canadian, I have to have appreciation for games made in my own country. Is the inventory similar to EFT?
I get told that it is a lot of the time. Honestly, I've looked at a lot of different sources of inspiration. EFT was one of them, but I would actually say it was less of a contributor to the overall design than perhaps DayZ was. But really, yeah, I don't know. I guess it may be a little too similar to EFT.
There's no such thing as similarity. The similarities are good.
Yeah.
There's a difference between plagiarism and taking. You know what I'm trying to say. Brain's not working good. Will there be an ability to create a team and squad, or will you have to just be solo?
Yes, that's actually something that we'll be showing in the next devlog. That system is currently being worked on by Kyle.
That is You're giving me nothing but big time good feels right now. If you log off, your character will your character stay in the world or will it disappear?
At the moment, your character just vanishes, but we're planning on making the character remain in place temporarily, and then they will be despawned after a set period of time. This is mostly so that you can't just start a firefight, log out if things don't go your way, and there kind of has to be something there to punish people that simply want to log out. So,
absolutely, there should be some form of middle ground there.
Yeah.
What's the best or greatest breakthrough you felt you've made so far in development?
It's a pretty difficult question to ask, or to answer, sorry. I think just when we get a build out, so when we got like the build that we have right now that we're going to be playing, that's the Vlog 10 build, like getting those builds out, that's definitely like one of the highest points of development. But I think in terms of breakthrough, honestly, it's going to be pretty boring stuff related to the like more back end / like a lot of the more visual components aren't necessarily as much of a breakthrough as some of the more boring back end stuff that just lets us get those things out the door faster. So,
sorry, I had to throw my phone; it was making noise.
As long as it's not your cat.
Yikes. What type of quests or missions will there be, if there are any?
So for the closed alpha, we're planning really basic sort of fetch quests at the moment. That'll be giving a bit of background to the world, but nothing that really goes beyond do X, do Y, get Z in return.
Fair enough. So quests are going to be fairly minimal, whereas more the survival side of things will be.
Yeah.
Can you tell us anything about the system requirements for the alpha release?
That's a hard question to answer. I would say make sure you have an SSD. That's probably going to be one of the things that'll help your performance more than anything. I think we tested the game at one point on a system with a 4670K and a GTX 1060, and it ran fairly well. So I definitely recommend like a Ryzen 5, some sort of multi-core processor that's relatively recent, a decent GPU, and it should run fairly well for you. So
that sounds awesome. Actually, that sounds fairly, as far as required specs, that's fairly low on the list. Like,
yeah, no, as long as the card is there, it should run fairly well. So.
Not much crafting, but will there be a lot of attachments?
So the weapon attachment system is so you can basically, there are a lot of weapon attachments. Like I think the core mesh, which is basically like what everything attaches to for the C7 and the C8, is literally just the bolt on the rifle at the moment. So a lot of things can be configured and tweaked. It really depends on the weapon though. So for like the 22 rifle, you're really not looking at a lot of different parts for it, more as you're just looking at attachments for that sort of weapon. But for the ARs, they can pretty much be built up the way that you want it. There's certain requirements that go into actually putting that sort of weapon together, but that's all very situational. So
that is, again, awesome. You guys are hitting all the buttons, man.
Perfect.
Can I run it 144 hertz?
That's going to be a bit of a tough one, especially early on. really we're trying to hit like we're trying to get it to run as fast as possible, but when you're looking at 144 FPS versus 60, that's the game running like 1.3 times as fast, or 2.3 times as fast. So there's a lot of optimization that would have to go into getting it to that point. But we're committed to seeing that through to hopefully getting it to run as smooth as possible in the future.
The amount of amount of recoil be changed using attachments? And is the recoil system a learnable pattern like CS:GO, or is it all over the place?
As far as I know, the recoil sort of follows a pattern. I should probably know that because I programmed it at some point or another. But at the moment, the attachments they can influence the recoil of the weapon. However, there's also certain perks and even skills and attributes that can contribute to the recoil strength overall as well. So there's actually quite a few different things that can affect it outside of just the attachments.
How similar will the game be to Scum with sickness, etc.?
I've heard that we are a bit similar to Scum just because we've had a metabolism system in at one point. Actually, in the build that we're going to be playing, it's still present, but in the build that comes after the one that we're playing on right now, we've actually removed the need to find different vitamins. So in terms of similarness to Scum, I think that the way that their player moves is a bit similar to DayZ, where we're actually not so similar in that department. So I think running around, it won't be a similar feel. I really don't know if we're actually going to end up with something that's very similar to Scum at the end of the day.
After release, how long do you guys plan to continue working on the game?
I think that's a bit far down the line to give a really good answer for, but we do plan on continually supporting the game, and just as long as we can figure out something where the content coming in will still be generating enough money to keep putting more content into the game, then we're happy to support it pretty much for as long as we can. So
that is really awesome. Will the environment be post-apocalyptic in general?
I mean, yes, it is after a pretty disastrous sort of catastrophe. So there are certain parts of the map that are a little clean right now, but we'll be making sure that, by the time that you play it, by the time you get your hands on it, there's going to be a lot more kind of wrecked vehicles that'll be about, and so there's definitely going to be a lot of changes in terms of making sure that everything fits the setting.
That is, yeah. People are super stoked. Everybody in chat is just like, I'm so ready. Bodies are ready in here.
That's awesome. I'm actually just trying to find a bit of a picture for you here, because we've actually got pictures of all of the new so every vehicle that we have in the game, we do have to make a ruined version of it. So and this is actually part of the reason why there hasn't been too many abandoned vehicles in the map. So I'm just uploading it to the Discord chat now, so you can see right there. Yeah, I don't know if you can show that, but we're working on making sure that when you find a vehicle wreck in the world.
Oh man, give me a sec. I'm sorry guys, I'm messing this up. Hold on.
We even got another one for you here.
How did I mess this up so badly? There you go. I apologize. Big F's in chat, boys. But these are the vehicles that he is leaking. You guys are getting a world first here, boys.
Yeah, I don't think we've posted these anywhere. We've only been posting the toilet paper stashes.
You guys got world firsts right there. Leaks. I may have effed a little bit there, boys, but come on. Give me it back.
Has the hot wiring been talked about publicly?
I'm not sure. Hot wiring? What's that?
Like the hot wiring minigame? I think this is one of the concepts that was going for it.
You want to go back to the main menu? You guys want to look at the menu? I'll let you look at the menu. There, now you guys can see the menu.
I'm just opening the stream now.
You will get to see gameplay. You just have to be patient.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna get my stuff set up. Why don't we catch a quick break here, and then we'll come back and get straight into it.
All right, boys, we're going to be right back in just a few moments, and we will come back with some gameplay.
This is kind of the default time of day that we had for this build. It's like very dark. Actually. Oh, I got a laser on this gun. I thought I had a flashlight. It's just a laser though.
My texture is running a little weird.
Oh yeah?
2 seconds. Let me I just gotta fix something real quick. There you go, boys.
Alright, so like the part of the map we're on, this is like kind of a work in progress area. So we're right by Canmore actually.
Right by
so
Canmore.
You'll probably get some hitching just because when you load new areas on the map, it'll stutter a little bit. So if we go right over to here, this is actually Highway 1 below this bridge.
Oh man, I actually know where we are.
Yeah. So we can just keep running.
Oh man, hold on.
What's up?
There we go. Never mind. I was just making sure the game volume wasn't working for some reason. I had to mess with it again.
Perfect. So this area hasn't actually like seen like a huge optimization pass or anything. There's a lot more we can kind of do to get this area in particular to run better, but I mean, for what it's worth, I don't think it's too bad right now. So this is kind of the street just off of the highway. You might actually recognize this from real life if you've been kind of on this exit in
yeah,
particular.
absolutely.
Especially this building right here.
Oh, most definitely.
Yeah. No, I've actually I've gotten food here before in real life, so anyways, this is one of the newer buildings right over here.
Man, you even have like the sound of the fluorescent light tubes.
Yeah. I think I can't remember what this building actually is for. I think it's like a car dealership or something. Something sort of similar to that. Yeah. Either a car wash or something, I can't remember. And then there's also, this is actually probably worth showing ya as well. So over here, this is a bit of like an evacuation sort of quarantine camp. Don't mind the collision being a little bit broken. That's just because this level is not loading properly, but that's actually something we've fixed after, because this is just the vlog build, so this is about a month or so old, and yeah, so this is just an evac center. These are going to be there's going to be a lot more of these in the game, so basically you can find certain types of supplies here, mostly medical supplies. And so we have a system that can load in random sort of sub-levels. So there might be some servers that have this camp, there might be some servers that don't, and that's kind of a bit where the roguelite element comes into play, is that, you know, the world is not exactly the same every time that you enter it. So, and this is actually one of the winners for the pet picture contest right here. This is the confetti dog. It was a really good photo that someone sent in, so I'm quite excited to just see those animals kind of thrown around in game. So now if you will follow me, we'll...
Absolutely, sir.
We'll head over to the police station. And then here's another gas station. Actually, I quite like the interior here.
Man, you guys have done an incredible job. This looks amazing.
Thank you. Yeah, let's go over to the strip mall and the police station.
No, we're not doing that, Baker.
And no, to answer the questions in the chat, someone said, will it always be foggy? And no. And also, Big Fry, this area is just under construction, so none of that stuff is actually present there at the moment. So... yeah, this area is still kind of under construction. Actually, in the current build, there's actually a car dealership right here, like a used car dealership, just right in this area right here.
So are you guys using like actual road maps and stuff like that to map out the game?
Yes. We have all of our team on Assembla at the moment, so we basically delegate tasks through that program.
Are you gonna have the benches done? I pledge to get my name on a bench.
Yeah, we'll be looking at getting the benches in hopefully sooner rather than later. We're actually thinking of getting a bunch of them in for the closed alpha and then randomly selecting names that will go on them, just because of the amount of people that have backed for it. And then once we have a sufficient amount of benches in the world, they'll no longer be randomized. So this is a bit of a motel complex here. Again, it's just this kind of whole area has been kind of under construction, and this is also like an old sort of log build. So unfortunately, we're just going to be getting buildings and grass right there. So.
I'm personally incredibly impressed with this.
Thank you. We've got some buildings up here. So this area is a bit less work in progress. We can actually go inside of one of these houses kind of down the street from here. So this is the area from the last vlog that had the police station in it. And there's a few vehicles here as well. So these vehicles that are just sort of sitting here, this yellow truck, you'll actually be able to open the doors on it in the next sort of build that we've got, sort of similar to this, on this car right here. You can actually shoot the tires out as well. Yeah, it's and then we can go into here. I don't know if we can crouch jump. And, if there's any sort of shaking or anything, you can actually hit 8 on your numpad to shift the origin manually. Just because that wasn't automated in this build. So this building has a back end area to it. So here are some of the vehicles in the world that aren't really messed up yet, but we'll be replacing them with the broken models that you were showing earlier. This is the police station, which we don't have a key for the armory, so obviously we're not going to be able to just jump inside of that.
Even the RCMP logo, hold on, I just gotta look at this. That's insane, man.
Yeah, I think we're going to probably have to end up changing that due to some sort of, probably best to avoid an issue.
Well, probably, it's just...
Yeah.
The amount of detail that you guys have gone into is really, really incredible.
Thanks. Then up here we've got the abandoned bus. Oh yeah, there's actually loot inside of some of these. So I can actually take items and it'll update on your screen.
That's so cool, man.
Yeah. So there's the key to the ambulance in here as well. I just grabbed that. So if I remember correctly, this goes to this ambulance on the back doors. So vehicles can have their key, their doors kind of randomly locked, and then there's also additional supplies inside of some of these medical bags. I don't actually have a backpack, so you'll probably have to take most of the items yourself.
My 2 hours in Tarkov should help with nothing.
It'll just help with dodging bullets. Maybe.
Yeah, that's a big maybe. Apparently, Z-Wind is yelling at me saying we're gonna go overtime soon, so...
Alright, Oh yeah, you can open the back of these as well. I reckon there's probably going to be a lot of people hiding inside of these vehicles and just kind of plotting out their attacks from inside of them.
People are asking if there's any zombies currently in this beta build.
Yeah, we just have to manually spawn those in. So.
Okay.
Yeah. So we can check out this house, and trying to find a light switch in here. Maybe there's... I think I might be thinking of this one, because I don't know if that house has light switches in it, but I know this one does. That's for the basement, so... So yeah, you're able to come on in and flick on some of the lights. Oh, that door opens the wrong way. You can cover up the windows.
This is on Ultra Graphics, Sherman Waffles.
We can head to the gas station. There you go. I think there's actually driving animations in the current build for the other player. So that'll be kind of swapped out. I'm just gonna take us down the highway here a bit. So this is Highway 1 as well. We're gonna be adding a lot more kind of abandoned vehicles and stuff to the roads as time goes on. And then we can take, actually, go a bit off-road here, and then if we go up here, you can see on the left there that there's actually a bit of a radio station here, and then we can end it there so that we're not going too hard over time.
That's wonderful. Oh man, that is, like, the amount of detail you guys have put into this game is absolutely incredible.
Thank you. Oh, there you go.
Took me a second to figure out how to get out.
That's all good. So, yeah, this is one of my favorite buildings in the game. So anyways, yeah, we can just sort of end it here so we're not taking up too much of NWI's time, so.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. Thank you so much. And
Yeah, no problem.
you guys should really go check out QI. And like I said, support the game. And for sure... Oh, we got an alarm going off. Oh, somebody wants to see a zombie. Can we give them one zombie before we leave?
Sure. Can't remember the command at the moment.
Well, guys, I think we're actually going to have to call it here. We're a little bit over time. Oh, never mind. We got zombies.
Oh shit, one of them turned into a crawler. There we go.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Nick. And like I was saying, guys, definitely go support QI. They deserve it. You guys are awesome. And yeah, we're going to take a small break in between here. And we'll be back soon.
Alright, sounds good.